Welcome to your Aries horoscopes for the week ending June 1st. That's right. It's official. At the end of this week, we are hitting that halfway point through 2024 already, which is a really good time to check in on your 2024 goals. You're halfway through, so it's a perfect time to take a look at where you're at, where you need to make changes, if you're a little bit behind, if you're a little bit ahead, hopefully more the latter rather than the former. um, but I do love to do a quarterly goal check-in. Just saying, it does help keep you on track. A couple of things. We still have Mars in Aries, probably for about another week or so, because he's really getting close to being at the end of his time. All of his focus is on long-term goals. And there's a bit of a challenge for most of the week as Mars is in a sextile with the sun, which is focused on career. Now, this is one of those classic cases of you have all these ideas and you have all these things that you want to do, but your time is just being taken up elsewhere. And in the beginning of the week, when Mars is in a square with the moon, it also kind of feels like the people that you love that are supposed to be helping are actually not helping. They're really getting in the way. So basically, a lot of your time is being taken up, excuse me, in other places, and you just can't focus really any kind of energy on those long-term goals. That's okay. That doesn't mean that they're gone. That doesn't mean that you can't do them. It just means that you have to kind of jot down your ideas and come back to it later. Here's the thing that we see at the end of the week when we're talking about this challenge between Mars and the sun, because the sun is really focused on your career, right? At the end of the week, the moon moves into Aries and moves into a sextile with, what is it? I do believe it is, okay, the moon's focus is on money, and the moon is moving into a sextile with the sun. Duh. Okay. So moving into a sextile with the sun, what that means is that all of that time that's been taken up by your career is actually helping you with your money goals. So it's not, obviously the first reaction is to fight this. I'm being forced into this specific position. And it's the human natural, it's just in our nature to screw ourselves up when we're doing a really good job. So that's why this challenge is coming up. Rather than doing that, just set it to the side, focus on what you need to focus on, and then boom, you can focus on your long-term goals later on. There's also something to be said about you just don't have as much time to put into those long-term goals. Doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do them. So chipping away at it is still going to get to where you want to go, if that makes sense. Lastly, the moon moves into, I'm sorry, Mars moves into a square with Pluto right at the end of the week. And that's going to continue into next week, where again, here we are. Okay, we got all that work stuff out of the way. Let's focus on these long-term goals. And boom, somebody that you know and love comes in and says, but wait, I need all of that time. Oh, it's so frustrating. And you just have to avoid the urge to blow up. And I think, again, we spend a lot of time stewing over what we don't like and getting angry about what we don't like. Just take care of what needs to be taken care of and move on. You'll save yourself a lot of time and a lot of energy that could be spent being put into better places, if that makes sense. So that's what I have for you guys this week. It's just a little bit of a lot, but it's okay because it's actually really positive and you're really trucking along and you're really moving along. And basically the bottom line here is that everything is pointing to don't trip yourself up and don't get in your own way. So you guys have a great week with that. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. I will see you guys next week. Make it a powerful one, you guys.